In the wake of Hurricanes Irma and Maria, a local retired Navy captain stepped up to help the U.S. Virgin Islands in their recovery efforts.
And in our view, is the U.S. Virgin Islands just fell off the map. Nobody is really helping them.
Captain John Hollier, known as JB, served as both the commander of the Naval Force Aircraft Test Squadron and as the former vice commander of NOC AD at Naval Air Station Patuxent River. JB owns a 1955 Grumman Albatross, and he wanted to get involved in the recovery. He was linked up with a group called St. John Rescue.
They've been trying to figure out how to help St. John Island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. St. John is one of 3 or 4 islands down there. St. Thomas has a runway, St. Croix has a runway, but St. John does not. So everything that comes into that island has to be supplied by boat.
JB, along with 2 other aviators, has made 3 trips to the U.S. Virgin Islands since the hurricanes hit in September.
The islands look like somebody's taken a giant vacuum and sucked everything that could go up off of it. The trees are totally bare. There's no leaves on any of the trees. Most of the roofs are damaged or gone. Many of the houses are gone and flattened.
The islands are in desperate need of supplies, and that's where JB and his crew stepped in.
We took the first flight right around the end of September, left out of Dulles International Airport with 5,000 pounds of medical supplies, generators, tarps, chainsaws, things like that.
On their first trip, the crew dropped off 1,000 pounds of medical supplies and loaded it all onto ferries to take to St. John.
St. John Island has been very badly damaged, and there's a lot of need on St. John.
The trip to the islands takes a full day with a stop in Florida. As soon as the crew arrived back here in St. Mary's County from their first trip, their phone was ringing again.
We literally were standing at the aircraft when the phone rang and they said, "I got to load, I got to get out of San Antonio, Texas."
Find out who was on the other end of that phone call on the next Southern Maryland Focus. Joy Schrum, thebayonet.com.